Hey, do you remember Skylanders? I wonder how many times I can do this before it gets old.
What was a light review for Spyro's Adventure and Giants has now turned into an obsession.
This is what OCD looks like.
The journey through Skylands have been quite interesting, from simple beginnings with toys and games turned into gimmicks with paid extras. Skylanders were growing after the first two games, and Activision wasn't going to stop milking their golden goose.
Wait a minute, you can't milk a goose. Unless it's golden.
In 2 years, Tom and Activision have risen an army of toys for life that surged the earth. There were an load of figures that range from ooh, ah, what? But if there are kids feasting for Skylanders, there's reluctant parents buying them.
Hey there, little guy. Do you know why your parents are divorcing? No.
Saturation was beginning by Giants, from the gameplay roughly being the same from before and the quantity amount of figures added. That a majority of them weren't even new characters, but are Series 2 Skylanders that changed a previous character in a minor way.
But nonetheless, Skylanders, Spyro's Adventure, and Giants were unique experiences and fun to its core. There is no one that could take that away. And then a fucking rat came out.
Disney Infinity jumped into the Toys for Life genre and they were ready to fight. Now people can get their Disney itches by playing with their favorite characters like Mrs. Incredible, Mater, and Johnny Depp like twice. But it was clear the Toys for Life landscape has changed, and Skylanders needed to be prepared for war in 2013. Swap Force is an interesting child in the Skylanders series. Activision had an adultery relationship with the developers being Vicarious Visions. Those cheating whores. Now, was this a good idea in my opinion? Swap Force took a leap forward with everything from SA and Giants and then backflipped that shit into heaven. I mean, this game has all the qualities to an amazing Skylanders experience, like new unique Skylanders, a cartoony graphical update with a quirky gimmick.
We'll be talking about that in a couple of minutes.
But Skylanders Swap Force was the savior to Skylanders. But was it though? We can see in the future what happened. I mentioned before that Giants tipped the boulder, but I believe Swap Force was the death of Skylanders. Now, how can a game save the series, yet destroy the series?
So buckle your pants and say bye to your loved ones, because we are going to go back into the Skylands to see how Swap Force both saved and killed the Skylanders series. And if that is not the title of this video, well, fuck!
This time we don't have to go so far back in history like in Giants, where Mabus were slaves getting mistreated and raped.
Ugh, yeah, we can skip that part of history.
Far off from Skylands resides a volcano known as Mount Cloudbreak that is the source of magic in the world, with the guardians of it being the Swap Force, and every 100 years creatures known as the Elementals will gather to replenish it. Until one day an evil force tried to disrupt the ceremony that the Swap Force were victors, yet they got sent to Earth where suddenly their bodies can switch and now, in the present, we have Flynn on vacation going to watch the ceremony when suddenly chaos attacks.
Typical vacations, really. I mean, who hasn't gone on a vacation where you either forgot like a pair of pants at home, or you lose your ID, or you stumble upon a world war? Just the normal cliche stuff.
Tessa, a resident of Woodbarrow, then needs our help to secure the safety of the Elementals as Chaos is trying to use petrified darkness for his evilizer to baddie up an Elemental to ruin the ceremony. But this time Chaos is not alone, as Mummy joins the battle to help with his plans, and may it be child or mother, a Skylander will decide your fate. It's still a basic premise like the previous games, but charming nonetheless. They finally gave Chaos a breather to focus on a new villain, which was needed before he gets overplayed like Bowser. Yet he is still the final boss in the game, so he's like Bowser. Huh.
Don't go anywhere. Oh, jeez. Oh.
What I loved most from Swap Force was how every intro and outro of a level had a cutscene of some kind to grasp you into the world. These were genuinely nice touches to the plot, and some of them are hilarious.
Here's what we promised you.
Speaking of comedy, I wasn't LMAOing on the floor, but Swap Force had some of the best character archetypes. Flynn is still Flynn, but his flamboyant ladies man stick was mellowed to be more of a blonde bimbo lost in a Kohl's. Chaos is still a poopy diaper baby. Then we have Glumshanks, a character I haven't really mentioned much about till now. He's kinda like the Squidward in the group by his bad luck and how Chaos treats him. That now gets revealed in Swap Force because we see that Chaos treats him shitty because his mom actually cares for Glumshanks.
Maybe Glumshanks was staying around the family for a reason.
Then we have the new cast of characters such as Tessa, who's the outgoing female lead. She was a cool addition with her first introduction getting more love than Callie. Also, she has a bird. Fartpin. Sharpfin was a fun character who's just a pimped out Sharky boy. Then Chaosandra is Chaos's naggy mother who kinda has that back in my day vibe, but it's really the relationships each character had with one another that I adored most. Such as I just wanna keep saying Fartfin. Such as Sharkfin being Flynn's best buddy even though the man only thinks of rainbows and wet paint. Or Tessa and Flynn having a borderline shipping with her seeing Flynn's dumbness as heroic. Then Chaos, Glumshake, and his mom's relationship was a funny trio as Chaos dislikes his mom's bickering and Glumshakes is just in the middle of them.
Oh yeah, they're fucking.
But all of these new interactions were why I enjoyed the story, and the new characters just flawlessly fit into the world to become namestates to the cast. Except Hugo and Callie, who got like a 10-second cameo on a Skype call, and then you never see their asses again.
Hello, what about me?
No, you're not in this episode.
It's a new game with new figures, and this time we have 4 Skylanders to each element. The new Skylanders are pretty fun in my opinion. I could tell the ideas are getting a bit thin by now.
Like the fuck's a Zulu?
They are still making an effort to create unique characters that offer simple yet impactful gameplay experiences. And it's all thanks to the amount of attacks a character now has. SA was basic with combos that then got better in Giants with more interactive styles, but now with Swap Force they continued down the track with more unique combos. Of course, not everyone got this love, like Dunebug, who got a fucking flying move.
I thought we moved past this since SA, and because of their choices, you must pay the consequences.
But I didn't find any new Skylander personally boring, as every one of them is created in Master Eon's image. Except you. You suck. Even past Skylanders got a lot of love too. Like, they fit right in with the gameplay of Swap Force, and the ones that I didn't enjoy back then now became fun to play. Vicarious Visions took the time to appropriate past Skylanders to the physics of Swap Force so they can profit in the sequel than just get dragged along. Also, the series line of figures still wrangles my jimmies, yet my opinion changed quickly after they made Trigger Happy the Oppenheimer in Skylands.
Oh, okay, Skylanders, you can't fool me. See, first you guys have done World Wars, then you guys have done Slaves, and now you guys bring in the atomic bomb? Clearly, the Skylands is on some Rebecca Sugar shit right now. Now all we're missing is for some character to come out gay in the end, and then we'll fully have a Rebecca Sugar cycle. Please don't hurt me on that.
But if there is one Skylander they royally molested, it's my boy Tree Rex. They made his fist attack complete dog water, as the visual flair and damage are just gone, leaving him a husk of dog shit.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about the Giants.
Giants were the previous gimmick that made them loud and proud, so Vicarious Visions didn't forget to give them their previous glamour. So they gave them a chest to unlock.
Yeah, Giants aren't special anymore. Now just being a relic of last year. Well, it's at least better than the shunned one.
As I mentioned before in my Giants review, Giants were more flair with damage, that's why they were fun. Yet when you take the flair away, well, I may need to censor that. Of course VV wasn't going to give the same amount of love to the previous gimmick, so they gave them the same treatment as the others that in my opinion is still better than nothing, because VV had their hands tied with the new gimmick of Swap Force.
Another smash hit.
Wow, that's disgusting.
Swap Force is the name and swapping is the game, as the line of gimmicks lets you mix and match Swap Force Skylanders.
Let's ruffle some feathers.
Aw, damn it, my god trial period ended. Well, guess I'll just use another email.
I mentioned earlier how every new Skylander has more tools of the trade, so when you combine that with a gimmick that lets you swap 2 playstyles into one, well, you got yourself a sweet old apple pie.
Oh, no. I just got dog shit. Yeah. Oh, is that a dead rat in there?
Swap Force Skylander's uniqueness is the top and bottom. The top is where the money is stored with 2 attacks, and the bottom lets you use the ability with 1 attack. So if you enjoy the punching from Night Shift but not his mobility, but like the mobility of Magna Charge yet not his blaster, well, you take the best of both worlds to make Night Charge, who is a broken ass combo in my opinion. Yeah, some swaps hardly benefit each other, yet having the power to mix and match is crazy entertaining for children and adults.
I am a simple man entertained by simple things like swapping Skylanders or scratching my own ass and smelling it after. Don't lie, we've all done it. It's straight up Bath and Body Works for men.
Also, there are swap challenges you can do if the figure's bottoms fit the correct symbol. Some are enjoyable in my opinion, like the rocket and speed challenges, but the others are... meh. It was just a mixed bag of beans for me. I had moments where I was having fun with them, then I played a stealth challenge and began to write my will. Not only are Swap Force able to access those challenges, but also the introduction of mixed elemental gates.
Doesn't that excite you? I do have like one itty bitty complaint, and that's the magnet that connects the 2 pieces together. I won't deny, damn is this thing strong, but sometimes it is a bitch when one piece disappears and now you gotta rummage around searching for it. Hey, you sly motherfucker.
Oh, the most defining feature to Swap Force isn't the gimmick, it's actually the ability to jump.
It's beautiful.
It's crazy how we've gotten 2 games restricted to no jumping, yet here it is, and oh boy howdy does it change the feel of Skylanders. Of course there's nothing crazy to do with a jump button, you aren't getting MVC3 combos in the air, yet it's simple enough to help with dodging and add more to the layout for some platforming. Sometimes the most basic platforming was enough to satisfy me. Like when Link finally jumped in Breath of the Wild, everyone collectively came in their pants. The level designs in Skylanders are walking in the right direction, plus they have a new coat of paint and themes. VV made the levels much longer with each nook and cranny containing collectibles, but what made them entertaining to me was how the combat and puzzle solving were spaced very well. Every level in my opinion had a healthy diet to keep me engaged, as one aspect never felt heavier than the other. Plus they even brought back adventure packs with 2 additions being Shipwreck Island and Tower of Time. How do you symbolize depression? The arena got brought back from Giants, and sadly it's not the same as before. It's still a way to earn money, but your cash flow is totaled by how well you did, and Swap Force didn't go light on the enemies, as they plead their second amendment to rock your shit.
I'm winning.
So rarely have I earned the muns to support myself, but that is where the bonus missions thrived, as these were little off-road challenges that are enjoyable until holy shit baby I'm rich.
Oh yes, it is time to go hit the casinos. Let's go.
12 seconds later.
I lost everything. Even my dignity.
That is the one aspect I love about Swap Force, because money is no problem in this game, as Swap Force just suffocates you in cash and lets you upgrade your Skylanders that I feel is a necessity to the series. There are so many ways to earn income, from just the levels, arena, bonus levels, and even time challenges where you have to beat the level before time runs out, to score mode where you need to have a hefty score by the end of the level, while also taking into account the treasure chest after each level for a freebie, and the other is playing a puzzle minigame of combining electric jellies together that I don't know if 2 games straight of Lockmaster puzzles were getting monotonous, but I found these puzzles more challenging and entertaining. Plus look how cute these little bitches are. I swear I will protect these jellies with my life. Now Skylands got a new design change that helped greatly, cause I'm a sucker for pudgy cartoon designs. So seeing old Skylanders in the world of Cloudbreak was fresh to the eyes. It did take me a moment to accept Flynn's look and Chompy's having big eyes. This new style tags along with the theming of each level, bringing a fresh vibrance to them. I know stepping out to do unique themes away from what has been previously established is difficult, of course. Why else do you think Mario games have a plethora of desert levels with minor changes like an angry sun or Mexicans? but at least Swap Force made an effort to get some fresh themes that are delicioso. But the ones that were different really stuck out to me, such as the village of Slam Bam's race in the Snowy Mountains, or the western town of Terrafin's race in the desert, and even seeing Whirlwind's Illuminator gift helping the Frost Elves. Okay, I think there's a trend in my interest. I'm a sucker for lore, so finally seeing how Skylanders actually contribute to the world, or even what others of the race look like, is amazing to me. One aspect of Swap Force though that surprised me was how they made actual boss fights. Back in Giants there was an attempt, but now in Swap Force you have fully fledged boss fights. Of course these are meant for children, so you can't have a Dark Souls boss in a Skylanders game, but for what we got, I do like them. I am noticing a trend though with singing bosses. Like, so far we had Drill X with dubstep, and now Mesmeralda with theater. What's next? Chaos with country? If there is one boss fight that stuck out to me, it's the one against Chaos's mom. It's just a heavy enemy gauntlet, but what makes it unique is how she'll dip out for a bit, and the only way to find her is to take your Skylander off the portal because she's hiding in it.
Even as an adult, this was the coolest part to the whole game. I mean, finally utilizing the portal in a way to actually mix the Toys for Life with the virtual world, like through a different means. Oh, amazing. Plus it was on a boss fight, so that's even cooler.
I love games that break the fourth wall, so when this happened, I was genuinely lost and ready to look up what to do. But then I noticed the portal was purple, and that's when the old noggin kicked in, and I found that bitch in it. So even if the boss fights are mid, Vicarious Vision found a comical way to continue that magic of Toys for Life.
Oh, wait a minute. If Chaos's mom is in the portal, then that means I can... Oh...
Clearly, Skylanders Swap Force is an amazing game that took the series to new heights, and I mean, there's nothing that can go wrong.
Oh no, it all went wrong!
The series was heading towards a better direction, yet Skylanders were still a victim of their own success. Even though the gameplay got updated to being the best it ever was, there were still 4 big problems that destroyed the series. The first problem is the gameplay.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to gaslight you. I swear, I won't gaslight you ever again. I won't even scare you. I swear.
More specifically, the need for Swap Force figures, because Swap Force felt it was their God-given duty to help you buy 6 more Swap figures that had each ability and element to get the full experience of Swap Force. That shows how greedy Activision was getting. Also taking into effect the amount of new figures and variants.
These are SBR's last words. Why was there an Easter-themed Trigger Happy? Like, was Jesus Christ a fucking portal master? Period.
We have been playing the same song and dance for 3 years now. Activision keeps making more and more Skylanders that were killing our wallets. Parents and Skylander enjoyers noticed how expensive it was becoming, making this the generation where many people fell off with Skylanders. This practice of an annual release works with IPs like Pokemon and Call of Duty because those are standalone games with some new tweaks for $60. But Skylanders isn't like that. It's a $70 purchase with $200 or so extra to collect everything.
I mean, I had to sell my car, I had to sell my house, I had to sell my body. But at least I have you, my love.
If only Skylanders waited an extra year in between to let people gather what's new. But no, they had to make a game every year because they needed their annual slap and tickle.
But we haven't discussed the mouse in the room. Oh shit!
2013 was a political time for children because you had to decide if you were a Skylander man or an Infinity bitch. The difference between Skylanders is how they are new OCs that children have to be attracted to, yet Disney Infinity are already acquainted IPs we all know and love. You could be blindfolded and still know who the character is.
It's Goofy!
Add in the fact that people have been playing Skylanders for 2 years now with similar gameplay did have many fans deviate to buy Disney Infinity because it was the fresh new thing. But now consumers were getting saturated by the 2 Toys for Life series because of the amount of figures on both sides.
Is it me? But is the picture coming together?
Lastly, this was the generation where Skylanders fans began crying because of the price it cost to collect all the figures. And this is why I don't get the bitches.
to get a little into the background information on what was going on, when Skylanders would release into stores, they would come out in waves. So whatever like was out on the shelves right now, when the store would get their next wave, they can push that out, especially when Skylanders were selling well. So majority of the time, everything was going to reach the shelves at one point. But then when Disney Infinity hit the scene and Skylanders weren't really selling so well, things kind of changed, and a lot of those Skylanders from later waves did not go out onto the shelves. And even then, a lot of stores didn't even buy those waves of Skylanders, or even then put them out because the ones that are out weren't even selling, leaving a majority of those later wave Skylanders where Doomstone was kinda in the dust. And if it did hit the shelf, oh, well, scalpers went ahead and, you know the story from there. We had to buy from third parties.
This problem just kept getting worse, as characters like Scratch and Doomstone are just the tip of the iceberg. This affected Swap Force because people would want these characters and there was no affordable option, pissing off the fans that they had to pay even more for a character that could have easily been at the store if it wasn't for those meddling Disney nerds. So with the greedy necessity for figures, saturation of their own figures, Disney Infinity War, saturation of toys for life, and the rarity of figures due to the lack of sales, kinda leaves you with an unconsented fornicated cake. Sadly, Swap Force may have been the hero, but it was actually the villain instead. There is no saving the series from the nosedive they are taking, and as much as many love Swap Force for what it brought to the table, Skylanders as a whole has already become a victim of its own success, and now we just have to wait till it perished a slow death 3 years later.
That was depressing. But I am not done yet.
I still love Swap Force, and honestly, this game is the definitive Skylanders experience so far. Vicarious Visions took the series to a new plane with animation, gameplay, and challenges that awoke a childlike wonder in me. I swear I was like a child curious to what mix would be fun, or just pulling off attacks and feeling giddy by the destruction. Skylanders Swap Force is just an amazing game that offers so much and makes me glad I had a curiosity in reviewing Skylanders, cause Swap Force was where I fell off the series. It was just too much money at the time and I felt like I was too old back in 2013. Now playing it as an adult, I wish I kept going because this game is such a treat and honestly became one of my favorite games of all time.
Dang, this is kind of the most somber ending I've had in a game review. But I just want to express my love for this game so much because I genuinely love Skylanders Swap Force. It's just a masterpiece. And I want to know it for you guys, you know? Like, do you guys enjoy it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me down in the comments below. Now we are 3 games down and I plan to make it 4 because in the next game will truly trap your attention. Yeah, now this is getting old. But like always, have a great day and thank you for watching.